Welcome back to Shanghai for CSGO Asia Championship 2018. Group B today after Group A's matches were all completed yesterday. They went pretty much as expected. Today, however, we expected a little bit of a surprise or you know, a change up in terms of what we thought might happen, and I think we've kind of got that. Virtus.pro ran very much ragged in their series against Tyloo. However, coming through to play in a winners game, which means they are qualifying for at least the quarterfinals. They go head-to-head with Heroic, who likewise were also taken to 3 maps in their opening series. We've changed things up a little bit, and Duncan's gone to find some pizza, apparently. So instead, we've got Mr. Sean Garris alongside Nato. How you doing?
Feeling good, feeling good. That was actually a pretty good match.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Entertaining.
VP showed a lot of resilience.
Yeah.
Down 9-0, I think, on that third map.
9-0, 15-11.
15-11. Yeah, bringing it to OT.
Yeah. 15-12 and a 1v2 with Neo stuck in the corner.
Yeah, that was actually insane. And he actually hit the shot to win it, even though he didn't really need to.
There was no scope, but it was kind of like about a foot away. But it's fine, you know. They all count. Before we get into this one, I want to dip into the community questions because we like going into those community questions. I'm hearing that Virtus.pro have got a little bit of a heat issue right now in terms of their air conditioning hasn't worked properly. So they're going to get that fixed. We're going to take some community questions. This one says, do you think the frequent roster swaps is harmful to the scene? Continuity of storylines for audience, etc.
I'm not sure if it's really harmful to the scene, is it? It builds storylines in itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting in its own right.
It definitely builds storylines a lot, but as a newer fan, it would probably suck a lot to, you know, not know who's on what team. You're not following the scene too directly. So, like, you look at SK and then you stop watching for maybe a month, and then you're like, wait, Stewie's on SK now. So it does get a little bit weird, I guess, for newer fans to the game.
But it's the same thing in sports, isn't it? But it's just usually takes like, you know, once a year's time when there's a lot of obviously playing being sold.
But we have 4 human years in every
exactly esports.
4 esports years in 1 human year.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
So yeah, it's hyperactive basically. It's every 3 months is like a year in normal life.
Yeah, I actually like it. It adds like flavor to the scene.
Okay. Is that why you changed teams so many times?
No, I didn't change teams that much. Well, come on. Come on.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what came over. I got all Thorin like for a moment there.
I thought we put Duncan away.
No, I mean, from the other side, I mean, there is the speed element as well. But you're right, you say new fans come in. But do you feel like they're changing the way that they used to be? Because it used to be, to my mind, fans would be fans of players. They'd be fans of Sean, Garris, or Nosey, or whatever. And then whoever they play for, they would go with them. So it didn't matter what team they played with necessarily, they would just follow that player because that was their favourite player, right? I get the sense that's changing a little bit. Not fully, but feels like fans are very much more team-orientated than they used to be.
I don't know, actually. So, yeah, I think certain orgs do have that. Like, I think Cloud9 has that. I think now SK probably has that, but we'll see. But I do think players hold a lot of value. Like, people will always be fans of Fallen, Cold Zero, you know, Nico. They're going to follow those players.
Yeah, I mean, I can say as a partner of a team that, yeah, definitely I think there's a change in the terms of that a brand and how you build it has a massive value in terms of how the fans interact with just the brand itself. Right. But obviously, like as an example, when we came back to Counter-Strike a couple months ago, it was quite obvious that we wanted to put a lot of highlight on Alu and signing him, right? So we had a separate press conference from just signing him and getting everything out of that, obviously. But in the big picture, we've definitely noticed a trend that now it's more about the team as well as the individuals that create the team.
Yeah, I always find it fascinating how it's going to change and how it evolves over time.
I think teams, even like ENT, did a really good job of creating apparel for players and really pushing their brand as an org while also pushing the brand of the players. So orgs recently have done a really good job of that.
Yeah, definitely needs to be both. Virtus.pro have got a great example where they've got these legendary players. Yeah. I wonder, I don't know if you do this, but I often wonder, what would happen if they leave?
Yeah.
Like, would people stop supporting Virtus.pro? I don't think so.
No,
but likewise, would they follow the players? I think they would too. So
every team owner ever that thinks of the economics of esports is thinking, how do we create the same buzz without having to pay all these players again? That's the thing they're thinking right now. I mean, be happy if they didn't have to pay players, but get the same traction.
Like, you remember back in the day, and you played for plenty of teams back in the day as well. Not that this is a bad thing. I played for plenty of teams very early on as well. But the fact is that's what used to happen, right? And it was mainly because bit of money sometimes, maybe it was like prestige, you wanted to go and play for the best team or what looked like the best team, or maybe it was people that you liked playing with were at that team. So we moved around a lot in the old days, right? Because there wasn't the same money, there wasn't the same...
Contracts weren't
weren't even a thing back in the day. So it's become more professional, but also it seems like back in the day, if someone had stayed in the same team for a year, we were like, wow, that's super loyal. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now we've got people like Dendi, for instance, in Dota, who's been at Na'Vi for 7 years, right? You've got Hasselobs, who was at Mouse Sports for, I think, 12 years, I think. It might be even longer than that. And now in Counter-Strike, we've got Neo, we've got Taz, obviously, was there a long time before. You've got the Get Right in Forest, obviously. And
Pasha now for like 10 years.
Pasha as well, now 10 years. I mean, there's so many, and the value of that seems to have increased.
Yeah, I think there's something with loyalty to an org, and yeah, you do find a lot of the big names now sticking with orgs. Like I don't think Nico is going to be leaving FaZe anytime soon, but who knows? Maybe it could happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm always surprised whenever they pick up a new player. It's like, wow, where did that come from? That was supposed to happen. Let's step in and take one more question, if we may, before we get into this first winners match or the only winners match, as I said, in Group B between Heroic and Virtus.pro. Do you think that we will Do you think that we will see top Asian players like Bentek go to international teams? I certainly hope so.
Yeah,
no disrespect to Tyloo, but I want to see someone like Bentek in an international. We saw who was the Mongolian player?
Machine Gun.
Yeah, and he went across. And it didn't work out for him, obviously. But I want to see the Asian players come over and see what they can do in a good team.
Yeah, there's such a tremendous amount of skill out here.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it can translate. Obviously, if their English is good enough to communicate well, which Bentek his is. Yeah, they could definitely translate into these international teams like Mouse Sports, and even come to NA and play for NA teams. Yeah,
I think the biggest thing stopping them, honestly, is the biggest two is the language and the cultural differences, really, because it's a very different world going to the US or Europe, because US and Europe, to an extent, are very similar, lifestyle and whatnot, but when you come here, it's very different, right? So I think that's like the biggest issue. But as we get more professional, as the structure of these sports teams keep getting bigger, and you have all these people that are making sure that they're comfortable and have all the assets, then definitely I see in the future that we will see more Asian players transition.
Contracts. Yeah, for sure. Right, let's get into this matchup, Heroic versus Virtus.pro. Map vetos are going to be on your screen momentarily. It's interesting, actually. I was looking back on their results between these two over the last 6 months. Heroic had a really nice run, 5 maps in a row without being beaten. But Virtus.pro recently trashed them, albeit online in the ESL1 qualifier, which shows that, the VP is supposed to be terrible online. Hello, what's going on here?
VP picked Cash just now. So last time these teams played, Heroic actually banned Train, which is VP's favorite map, and VP ended up picking Nuke. Here, they leave Train open, and VP's like, no, we're not going to fall into that bait. We're going to pick Cash, which we were literally just lucky to scrape by.
Yeah, they scraped through
against Tyloo.
Don't really that kind of shows to me that they are in a very, very fragile. What's the word again?
Fragile.
Fragile. Yes. Yeah, there we go. Fragile moment in terms of how their mentality is and how they approach these vetoes. Because obviously, you would go for that train pick, right?
That is really weird to me, actually. Or even that they didn't pick Nuke.
Nuke also was open, right? Inferno was the first veto for Heroic.
It was when they played in that ESL1 qualifier. It was only the end of May. This was only a couple of weeks ago. And they did beat them on Cash 16-4, which isn't one of those, we scraped by it with 16-12, or we lost a couple of pistols and then we won. That's a dominating victory. So maybe they think, actually, we've got their number there.
Yeah, that was a really weird best of 3 because VP actually picked Nuke, lost on it, and then they beat Heroic on their pick, which was Cash, and then 16 won them on Dust 2, which was like a big thing. It was like, oh my god, VP's playing Dust 2, and they're actually insane on it, and then they literally lose to like Earth, Wind, Water, Fire team or whatever, like a week later.
All right, very quickly, because game's about to start. Which way? Who do you predict for this one, for the series?
I have a hard time putting faith on VP,
tough,
man. I just do. I cannot go that way. I mean, honestly, I haven't seen Heroic play at all now with this iteration of lineup they have, because I was happy to sleep through the first game. Obviously, they came through MVP, but I mean, if it becomes close, I can see VP, maybe edging it out. But in the big picture, I feel like Heroic should have the numbers of VP.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go Heroic 2-1 as well. They just looked a lot better in that first game.
All right, okay. Time to head over to our commentary team, which we've also refreshed as well. So please welcome back Mr. Bardolph and Mr. DDK for series number 3.
Yes, thank you very much. I don't know what to do with this game, James, because I think, as Nachi said, it's Heroic very different. In the past, Mirage was great for them when they had Yugi, but Yugi, he's gone. He's gone.
Yugi.
He's gone.
Indeed, he has. Virtus.pro starting on the CT side. Mihu, Smoke and Diffuse Kit, everyone else Kevlar. Freiberg, Mr. Freiberg, back on the upper scene of Counter-Strike, flashbang, and a smoke for him. Everybody else on his team will have Kevlar as well. So let's see what they have in mind. Heroic all heading towards the B bomb site. But look at this play from Virtus.pro. Bali's looking for maybe a fast rotation or a look towards mid. They're basically playing a 3 mid, 2 B setup with Neo. He can be a quick third as he is in a short position. Snack's kicking off things very well. And Mihi's just waiting, allowing his teammate to bait for him. It should be a free kill for him, but he can't quite find the head.
Yeah, so that's a little bit too difficult, isn't it? But his teammates will pick up the pieces fairly easily and promptly and without any further issue. 4 players surviving. Always very nice. And it kind of sucks for Heroic because those pistol frags actually do go a long way into being able to do something in this 4-spy round. And due to the fact that they didn't get the bomb plants, it would be nice to have a scout in a round like this, or it would be nice to have some more utilities. So it all adds up. But Heroic, they'll just have to be working without utility, really 1 flash, no scout. Let's see what they can do.
Nika got a kill, so he could have bought a scout, but he opted for the deal instead. That was a really cool setup by Virtus.pro, though. They had such a fast rotation to B. As soon as Heroic showed anything, it was like, shut it down. And it should have been even worse. That kill, I think it was Mihu, definitely should have got a 1-tap there. Maybe even 2. Anyway, we have Heroic now focusing on the A side. The bomb's been left in T-spawn, which is curious because 3 of the remaining 4 players are around the A site, and S-Tag is just waiting for a rotation in mid, it seems. So I can only imagine that somebody forgot to pick it up. Someone threw it on the floor. It's almost like hot potato, but no one can take the calories. When you spawn, bombs always on the floor. 1 player's been picked off, Modi making his way towards B. 2 CTs per side, so maybe there was room for more damage, but Snack says no, he's not waiting around.
Yeah, it's not a particularly good start so far for Heroic. Not able to get really any damage with the 4-spy. So far, only 2 kills in total. So VP will be in a great place on the money. They actually also decided to mostly get M4s in the previous rounds, and just Mihi with a UMP, so they don't really have to rebuy anything, and that's pretty useful. Obviously, you don't get the opportunity to make as much bonus money as you would if you had a lot of SMGs, but that's fine. I'm curious with VP what we'll see from a consistency standpoint. They can be a very frustrating team to watch just due to the fact that you know that they're capable of a lot, and it generally seems to be like motivation issues that tends to be the only explanation from the outside, at least, looking in as to why you don't see more consistent and top-tier results from them. But regardless of that fact, Heroic, a young, hungry team. Obviously, not, again, kind of the Heroic that we first will have a lot of success with Yugi on the team. You see the eco spray down. Will they actually get another kill here? No. So that's only 2 kills still. Unfortunate for Heroic. But yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal. I like that we don't have the let me ace from Snacks. Mihu finishes off the job. Snacks low 20 HP, just winning the rounds. It's not about the statistics, it's about winning the rounds. 5 AKs out for Heroic. Limited grenades. They've got the smokes though, if they wanted to execute. 2 Molotovs. Would be, if they did go for like an A play or something, would be very curious to see where those might head. But they'll start off with map control, moving towards the mid area. But Pasha is getting very aggressive on the low ground while Neo is in this elevated position. You see 2 players coming out. Won't be a nice surprise for them. Pasha's back into connector, where there are 2 smokes, 4 smokes in mid in total. And Virtus.pro will have a stronghold on the area. Rubino trying to get something back for his team in the meantime, as there's a full rotation from Virtus.pro. They seem to have some hard reads as to what Heroic might be playing. The way we're seeing these rotations on the CT side, they're all over the place.
Yeah, the 2v3, a salvageable situation, perhaps if only the bomb wasn't lost in mid. And, oh dear, Rubino gets caught off, leaving Modi alone. And he's going to be in the apartments, walking around, very far away from the bomb. Minute to play with, though, and we know that Modi has an incredible amount of individual skill. Another one of the older guns in the game, and it was great to seeing him so much more frequently on the top level. Again, in a previous iteration of Heroic last year, but I haven't seen as much of his face lately. as he makes his way forwards. And he may just be trying to figure out, okay, how can I just get kills here? And there you go. That's a very nice opener onto Snacks. He's been discovered now, and perhaps there'll be a timely peek. Yes, there it is. Bit of a delay from Neo, and that's perfect. Catches Modi unawares and gets an easy fight. 4-0 for Virtus.pro. They do lose some money that round, but nothing that they can't handle with the successes of the previous rounds. Double up as well.
Indeed, second sniper coming out for Virtus.pro. Being bought by Pasha. So we'll see where Snacks is going. Interesting to pick up the second sniper rifle when you know it's only pistols. Heroic look to be going A with smoke, so if Bialy is not able to get out of this triple position that he's in, I do wonder what situation VP will be in on the retake. Mihu could flank already. I think he might hear Freiberg in T12, but in the meantime the push is coming in, so yes, Bialy's gone down. Now we've got a 2 AWP retake of the A bomb site. Now if Heroic can get into good position post-plant, they have an opportunity to push CT here. They don't have any flashbangs for it, but they've got a gamble. It is best around after all. So now 2 AWPs and a rifle retake versus 5 ecoing Heroic players.
Yeah, it's still going to be a tough one. Do have some grenades though. That is always going to be very impactful, but against 5 players, I think the numbers might just be too much here, and especially as you say with the situation of the AWPs, it's a bit awkward to make it work. Oh dear, bit of a miss there from Pasha. Another one in fact, and his teammate's gone down, and that's the flank from Rubino. So an AWP collected from him, and Pasha really doesn't have anywhere to go. They know it. I'm not sure that they can get to him. The bomb will do some damage to him. Will there be a challenge? Not quite. So the Yorp is held on to, but yeah, the set piece is going to work out really well for Heroic here.
You don't expect that to happen. All of Heroic alive and 4 Virtus.pro players dying, but I do think if you're keeping an eye on what your team are doing, picking up the second AWP when they're probably going to go for some kind of execute into a site because they're on eco, and at max loss bonus almost, or close enough. I think there are other options where you can be more dynamic to deal with something like that, namely an SMG or a rifle, depending on your position. Obviously, Pasha's playing in mid, but they had an AWP already, so it could be thrown over to him. Doesn't mean what they did is wrong, but there are ways to prepare for such plays.
I mean, it's a great choice from Heroic to pick that round. You know, running a really fast set piece into double AWPs is a very good way to deal with them.
Smoke to mid will waste some time here for Heroic. They've got a minute on the clock. Neo does not want to overextend, but he is looking in the other parts for the time being. Modi's lurk for B will be cancelled, and that might give Snacks the confidence to have a look. Just jump peeking for the time being, but Heroic is still looking to advance into mid. Nico moving through the underpass, but there's 45 seconds left, and you can see Bialy's gone for the information play. And from his position, he can hear how many players are top mid, even though they don't have eyes elsewhere versus Pro. What can they do with that, though? Could it be A, could it be B? Bialy and Rubino are about to have a meeting of the minds. Bialy 180s. That's a crucial kill for him.
That is a bit unsuspecting, isn't it? Bialy looked absolutely dead. Not sure how he managed to make that one work. New now with a bunch of potential challenges, but denied by the Molotov, and he'll have to fall back a little bit as that burns away, removes him from his angle, and allows some freedom for Heroic to get the plant safely as Neo now comes back post-Molotov. And that's a rude awakening there for Freiberg as Tag will be holding on to the crawl space, the vents. And now comes the creep from Virtus.pro into the site, looking to overwhelm 4 versus 2. It's going to take quite an effort here from the remainder of Heroic to stop this from being defused. The bomb is now being defused in the smoke. How do you get the spray? Ooh, not going to work out for him. In comes Esther Tag though. Big defuse. That's brilliant as he's done it. It's a time hit for Snacks.
He's got a kit.
Oh, it's going to be close though. Oh, there you go. Manages to make it work. That was a bit too close for comfort.
I thought they were done for there because it looked like when the defuse was coming in, whoever was defusing the bomb didn't have a kit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I'm not sure if Snacks just picked one up in that clip or if he had one all the time, but There we go. It's an expensive round, but a round nonetheless, and it does. Again, you would say it resets Heroic, but they won an eco round, and they all survived and took all the guns away from Virtus.pro. So normally they would be reset, but because they basically got free everything, they have a buy here. Now we see Freiburg moving through the smoke. Barley, now he knows. Did cost a teammate though. Barley, Freiburg's aware someone can be there. He's prepared for it. That's a great start for Heroic in this round.
Mihu will go for the creep up short. And it's a gamble, but it's going to pay off here for VP because there's no presence for Heroic. I wonder if he heard some running. Indeed, I think he heard running there. Now holding the angle. Mihu gets some spray, announces his presence. Doesn't get the frag, though. That sets the tag down to 32 points of health. And the rush has been spotted just before it hits the bomb site. But the CTs from VP, they don't really have position to deal with this. And now no numbers as well. Pasha will fall all the way back. And 1v3 with an AWP, I don't think this is really something he can entertain. He can try to play forwards and get frags, but it would surely be a gross overextension from Heroic to allow any opportunity for Pasha to get back into the rounds. And I just don't think that's going to be the case. So he should be able to hold on to the AWP at the very least. And Heroic seem to be back in this one, claiming their second round.
Yeah, money's low for both sides, so Virtus.pro are going to be in a lot of trouble. I do wonder how they will choose to play this AWP in the next round. All the T's moving through Biaps, so there will be no engagement for Pasha to enjoy. 4K from Freiburg in that round. Seems to have found a spot on Heroic for the time being, at least. 2-5 now. Comeback is still continuing, but that was a very important second frag from Freiburg. Very aware that the CTs could be moving through the mid-area. You never know when Virtus.pro are making those plays, but he was smart to check. So it is just the AWP, and the team will force around it, so Pasha is going to be the one to watch in this round. Heading towards the B bomb site for the time being. If he can get into position, I was wondering if he'd go early. If you try to jump on the box and someone has a good spawn on the T side, you're probably going to get shots in the face of the CT towards B, but Pasha's now made his way to that short position where Freiburg was playing in the smoke in the previous round, and it seems that he will be the first target.
It's a good connection. Support's there for Snacks to be able to pick up the AK. And it's a really good start. They're going to rush into the site. The flash is really important to deny Pasha. The AWP gets the shot onto Modi. Not the fatal blow, though. Like a leg shot instead. Positioning here now on the bomb site for Heroic. His Snacks will creep around the smoke. If he can find a way in, maybe there's a chance. It's a good first kill, but he can't transfer into anything else. Mihu looks over yonder with that AWP of his from Catwalk, and that could be an opening potentially, but he needs someone to give him something, and it doesn't seem like Heroic are really interested in moving all that much at the moment, or are they? If he gets that kill, ooh, that's a nice little bit of movement there, just jumping to try to avoid getting fragged. And indeed, it seems like Heroic will be safe, and that's the second round in a row here.
Why is Barley still standing there?
He wants the gun.
Okay, he was so dead still, I was like, is he AFK? He's going to dive to the bomb? But apparently not. Very nice. He was just so static, I was like, is he still on the server?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could stand that close. Normally I do know. I even made a video about the ranges, but...
Do you expect to hear the water sound?
Yeah.
You know, with the disconnect from Half-Life 1. That sound is really weird. I don't even know how to describe it other than saying like a water sound.
Swish.
Yes.
Some kind of swish of water. The AWP continues. Mihu playing at this time. He has some Kevlar as well. And he's heading towards short position as Pasha did. And it seems Heroic will try to break their behavior from the rounds prior. And I do wonder if they have the awareness there that Virtus.pro played against the repeated behavior of Freiburg in the previous round by punishing him for doing his usual shtick. Of course, they know that this is a weak round for Virtus.pro as well, so that can be an election to just rush into the A site. But we will look to the buy round to come to see if Freiburg makes the same play and if VP tries to punish it. And there goes the AWP, some flashbangs, but Pasha can't really move from this position. If he jumps off the trash, obviously he has movement inaccuracy, so he must pick his time wisely. But all he wants to do is save that sniper rifle. There he goes, and Freiburg's ready for him.
Looks like things are going quite well then for Heroic, having a mixed bag of approaches and seemingly finding success all over the place. If not for the pistol round, the pistol round defeat, that is, you do wonder how, if VP would have had any success. I mean, they managed to get the first 5 rounds strung together, but Heroic again, they're looking quite comfortable at this point. Great entries from Modi and Freiberg in that round. And now we move back into the double orbs, and it's for VP, that is. And one thing that really helped Heroic bust that when VP first bought them was the fast step piece onto the A sites. That won't be the case here. We might see a very fast play into the B bomb site. Well, maybe not that fast, but there's 3 players there, including the bomb. So that does definitely suggest to us that they're looking to get something going towards the B bomb site. They do have a player on the Palace position as well, which is important. You can play lurk, and you can also deny information if a CT push is there.
Look at Mihu. It's always good to watch him playing the short position. Good demos to absorb. How he got into that position, I have no idea. Snacks has no Kevlar with his AWP, which really compromises the positions he can hold. He was in the window at the beginning, but once the smoke was down, he saw Freiberg pass, missed the shot, and moves over towards the B bomb site instead. So there was an exchange of roles for this round for Virtus.pro, but it's still in control, as we can see. 3 players in B-apps for Heroic doesn't allow them to do a whole lot, especially with their mid player dead. Rubino lurking in Palace looking for something, but if he doesn't get anything, what will Heroic do?
Yeah, I do wonder what the plan was for Heroic early round, because, as you say, like, if they're expecting an underpass push, it can be nice to have, a bunch of players there ready to play defensively. But they gave up. It's an opportunity cost. You give up those 2 players being able to do anything else on the rest of the map during the time where they're just standing there. So it was a bit curious, but it looks like they're going to go for the big switch up into the A sites very rapidly. 20 seconds left, really, though, as they start to march through a pit.
Barley in the shadow position, got a crossfire with his teammate, and they're both alive. And that leaves Modi alone to be finished off by Neo in the apartments. That was a money Molotov into Palace. So Heroic were offering a fake towards the B bomb site. They had 3 people in apartments making an execute into B. They left 1 player there and rotated 2 while Rubino was waiting in Palace. And once they started to run, Rubino was just slowly peeking, not really going for, like, overcommitting to anything. But Virtus.pro had a player around Connector, threw a Molotov into Palace. And he had a player in Shadow as well, and Rubino had to jump away from the Molotov, conceded his position. Then you started to see the rotation towards A from Virtus.pro. They just shut everything down. Good awareness from the Polish side, and they picked off Freiberg in the mid position very early indeed.
It looks like another fast play into the A site could be just what the doctor ordered. They did lose someone straight away, though, so that will make things a bit more difficult. The utility situation is still pretty good for the T's. Viali will get Molotovs, and I'm not sure if he can continue standing in that position. Pasha up on the box there. Easy frag, but maybe not. Only gets a leg. That's very unfortunate for him. Expecting to shoot the player from Palace instead of the one jumping onto stairs. Perhaps that's the reason, but still though, Heroic, they are taking a lot of time to get position here. They really need smokes down to be able to hold some of these positions, but they're all gone at this point, so they're going to get pressed back now by VP, who are 5 men strong. Just looking to barrel down this defense, pushing it all the way. The bomb is being defused, and looks like they should be fine there. Rubino cannot find the diffuser in time.
5v5 retake for Virtus.pro. They were really well equipped, Virtus.pro, on that retake, which made things a lot more difficult for Roke. Again, they had used most of their grenades and conceded most of the map. They didn't hold CTA. A lot of people going back to ramp, 1 in fireboxes, and I think 1 in Palace. So there were 2 CTs in fairness coming in from CTA. So they had a lot of position with which to use those Molotovs, force players out from their hidey holes, and make life very hot and nasty indeed. Heroic, though, with the plant still on the buy. Well equipped Heroic. This time Freiberg will be lurking in the Palace position. So finally, Heroic have changed their T default. It was becoming predictable and problematic for them in that mid position with the early picks. Modi trying to get some entries. You'd see him do this kind of thing on overpass as well on the B-bomb site. So far, so good.
Yeah, how annoying is that? Just being able to do so much harassment towards that B site, taking it over entirely. VP in a really horrible position Their money's not amazing. They can definitely try to invest something in making this round doable, but it depends on Snax hitting some good shots. He's missed perhaps a shot that he needs to take. Now he's going to commit himself, going straight forwards. What else can he do here? The no-scope is whiffed, and perhaps the chances at the round also gone. See all this, the smoke in the window, the Molotov in the door. Surely they don't try to push both through the door here. I mean, it's going to be so difficult to make this work. Oh, wow, the smoke causing problems there for Bialy. Wow. Okay, now Patch is definitely going to be backing away. The question is, though, should they have risked the extra gun?
I think they were unlucky not to see that play behind the smoke there. That is, I would imagine, a somewhat random element. 7-5, the score stays close. There is still a buy here for Virtus.pro, so with Pasha alive, a drop can be made, and everybody has rifles, and they still have double AWP. So it is, the situation is okay for Virtus.pro. Obviously, they'll be somewhat limited on grenades, but for the most part, they're pretty good. Snax, the only one who doesn't have the grenade, but he has an AWP, so maybe that will make up for it. Heading towards the B bomb site, we've seen a lot of different configs for Virtus.pro at the beginning of their CT rounds. This time they'll have a 3-0-2 to start with, but Miyu moving up a short position. You know what he can do from there. Now you've got Neo in connector as well. Nico and Modi moving through the underpass. They'll be ready to pre-fire these angles. You've got the usual pop flash into connector. There isn't really one flash that flashes everything. You see how deep Neo's angle is. Neo covering. Oh, he surely should have got that one. He was supposed to get that one.
So just over a minute left, and Heroic now have middle control. Oh, hello. Smoke grenade straight away there from the CTs. Interesting, interesting. And the question is, what does Heroic want to do from this? They can set up the split onto A if they want, or they can leave. They can go for a B split, leaving the man in Palace as sort of a lurk. And there's also an option. Okay, they're going to go and just leave one man in connector and rotate back around T-spawn. This used to be a pretty commonplace in Mirage on the T side. Fight for connector, leave 1 or 2 men in there, rotate back around for the A split. And we'll see if it works out for them. They're in a 3v4 actually at the moment. Bialy's been pretty good from this position so far.
Who is going to hold what? The CTs are feeling very exposed on the A side at the moment. Pasha jumps around the corner. He knows there's a player on Palace. The Molotov is there, but he could still be peaked down to a 2-on-2 now with support from Snax. They've got a crossfire of sniper rifles in the site. Pasha doing more work as Snax continues to advance, creating space for himself with the smoke grenade. There are 6 seconds to plant the bomb. Surely he can't do it. Trade will be there for Snax. An expensive round for VP, so we'll see what their buy is like in the next round, but they will be victorious. I think there might be shortcomings here, though. They still managed to eke out another sniper rifle. So let's see if Heroic can get one back. Freiberg, is there a gun on the floor? Oh, they're trying to pause. So, okay, they were trying to pause, and I think they're just going to continue. Okay, so 1-2-2 set up this time from Virtus.pro. And yeah, they're just chatting, but I'm not really sure what they're doing. I'm not sure if they're walking back to ask for a reset or if they're just going to continue. Well, they're walking quietly, so I guess they're playing out the round.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Freiberg has his CZ75 and not much more apart from grenades. See the fan mass onto Neo. I think whoever wins this round will probably win the next one as well, or they'll be very well equipped to. Another change from Virtus.pro. I feel like almost every round has been a different setup from Virtus.pro, which is good to see.
Well, going back to what has worked, which is these set pieces onto the A side. They've had a lot of success with those. They really need to start some success happening again. It's not been too good. VP finding a bit of a flow. And Neo will be able to deal with the player in mid. That's a really big crack because mid player caused a lot of issues if he's able to stay alive and delay rotations. But that said, it's still a 3v4 retake now for VP. They've lost a couple men, and it's one up to rifles as they'll push forwards through connector. Important kill from Mihu, but left on 4 HP. They do have a good selection of grenades still, though.
I'm not sure if you saw that player in Palace when he had that really fast peak with 4 HP. Mihu still alive, but he is. That bomb is quite tick, though. They really need to come in for this. Neo Mihu moving in now. Snax is the only person with a diffuse kit. He's in CT. He's got to get on that bomb soon. Otherwise, this round is done for. I think it's already too late. Yeah, there's no chance now, and they're all going to die to the bomb. Well, Snax will survive, but again, an expensive one. But it's the T side who win the round. So 8-6 gets even closer. It's going to be a very ropey buy for VP, $1,500 to $2,000 on most of their players, but they have the AWP, so maybe. So now their timeout has come in, presumably from the previous round, but the buy is not perfect for Heroic either. We see Nico with a Galil. Pretty close game of Mirage so far. Neo and Snax up there with 15 and 14 kills respectively. Everybody else on the server under 10.
It's going to be fun to see how VP use the AWP. There is so many ways you can play this round out. So many ways for VP to play the AWP. There's a bunch of different aggressive and defensive options. So let's see how they handle it. And Heroic going to go for a fast play onto the A site. That's going to be successful here. Moving in quickly. Rina gets the first frag. This is very powerful. This pacing here from Heroic. And Bialy will be able to do some damage here with the CZ. Staying alive by the triple boxes. Let's see if he can do some more. Pushing forwards, and it's Nico to take him down as Mihu emerges from the smoke. Very controlled. Couple bullets, and he leaves Snax in the 1v2. This is doable here for Snax.
Do they know where Snax is? That is the question. A high flashbang comes in, and that forces him to underscope. Now they know where he is. Going to triple wall banks, finally hitting the target there. Got a smoke grenade to create space to try and move towards the site. It's that flashbang. Nico will move away. 1v2. He only knows where one of the players might be. Where is the other one? That's more information than he had before, which allows him to move forward. There's a rifle if he wants it. He picks it up. He's got another smoke grenade now. Oh, he's so close to the kill there. He's got to go for the hero play. Trying to draw out one of these plays at the very least. There he is. Has no idea where the last guy is. They'll hold on to the bomb. And I don't think Etak knows where the bomb's been planted, so it will be a 9th round for Virtus.pro. Very well played by Snax. Picking up the second smoke grenade on his way to the site was crucial, as well as the kill in CT. So now he's got 16 frags, top of the leaderboard. 9-6 can be a lifesaver or a death sentence for Heroic if they can win this pistol round.
Yeah, that was a really nice clutch from Snax. Very calm in how he handled everything there, and fortunate enough to have just enough bullets left in the AK. I thought it was cool how he fired about 4 or 5 or so, and then immediately just sort of used that to bait the trade fragger and so on and so forth. Just a great passage of play, and that 9-6 probably going to be very important here. We're going to have more success on the pistol. Snax opens it up. That is a very dead Modi. Modi, one of the most skilled players on the server, probably. And here's Nico. Oh my god, I was going to say, looking to abuse the gap in the smoke, and he'll do just that. VP not looking like they can mount a recovery there, and indeed, it's all over.
That is the pistol round they needed. Again, starting with 6 rounds in the second half, you lose that pistol, you're facing a 6-12 scoreline. That is a very long way back. So it's a crucial pistol round for Heroic to win. Now let's see what Virtus.pro choose to do. Force buy. 2 smoke grenades for the Virtus.pro side. Mihu having a look towards mid. He has one of 3 Desert Eagles in this round, and that is a very nice shot indeed. Oh, there's 2! Those guns are far away. Maybe they can send someone to collect the one in connector. Something Heroic need to be aware of. They will be hard pressed to protect that. 3 versus 5. What's going on?
It's a little bit disastrous, isn't it? VP looking to really spoil Heroic's time at the moment on Mirage. Oh, do you really want to be facing these Eagles? I think this is a bit risky in the 3v5. Firebug does get a kill, but again, if Patch is able to get a headshot here, this is really painful. And now VP have information as to where 2 to 3 players are, and now they know where the 3rd player is as well. So VP have all the information that they need, but they do start losing players here. So it looks as though those aim battles for Pasha did not work out with the Deagle. I think he was making the perfect decision. Niu does have the bomb though, and he's going to be creeping towards the B bomb site, and there's definitely holes in the defense. He can absolutely get a plant. If he just is decisive and just tries to go for it and stick it immediately like he is, now that is fantastic, isn't it? VP with the chance there. Neo maybe a little bit of an overextension. He was not to know, but still 2 kills, bomb down, pretty nice result.
That was a winnable round, even in that situation. Look at the health on these players. P250 could do colossal damage to Freiburg and Modi, but Freiburg had the angle first, so it'll be crisis averted. But you have to credit the comeback to Heroic there. 3 versus 5 so early is a really bad spot, and they just pretty much slaughtered everyone afterwards. So that was well done by them. I thought they were done for. I think their percentages were no longer in their favor, but they managed to fix things. They had to take some gambles. They had to leave B, put 2 people in the mid area because Pasha was causing them so many problems. And not everyone may have done that. This time it works out for them. 1 round between the 2 sides. 2 AKs out here for Virtus.pro. Look at that plant. They're trying to break Heroic, capitalize on the damage they did in the previous round. This will be a nasty surprise, but so might this grenade be. But he no longer has the angle to throw it. If he tries to, could get caught by one of these AKs. There it is. Stereo frag from Virtus.pro. And this time it's a 2 versus 4. Surely there's not a comeback on the cards here.
Yeah, it's really scary. The defense is spread out quite thin, and VP will now gather. They'll recoup. They will rendezvous together towards the ET spawn, and then now the A bomb site. It's a perfect way to play it. Use the numbers. And they don't have any... Okay, there's a single smoke on Neo. That could go a really long way here. There is definitely some angles that are a little bit dangerous. I'm curious where they'll play the smoke. If you only have 1, you may just be thinking of smoking the site. Or smoking CT to guarantee a plant onto default. Would perhaps be the safest option. They don't know much about middle. They don't know much about jungle. And which smoke will... Yeah, it looks like he's going to smoke the sides. Ooh, Snacks goes down. There's a smoke, but there's a bit of space here for Modi to spot them. Oh, no, surely not. Modi with 3. That's fantastic from him. And now it's down to Freiburg against Pasha to save it, to finish things off. Modi's done a hell of a job. But now it's Freiburg. And he's going to nail Pasha to the wall. Wow, that was just... wow, crazy. If you would imagine if everyone just sort of ran to the site together to push CT or something, so, you know, whatever, that maybe they would have been fine. But look how precise Modi is here.
Did Snacks even know where he got shot from at that point?
His crosser just doesn't move.
That is outstanding work from him. What a hero save, no pun intended. That's got to trigger Virtus.pro just a little bit, but they're still in. Again, they can still break Heroic immediately. They survive with only 1 player, and because of that extra plant, Virtus.pro's pressured by did very well. They did not fully invest. They had 2 players of about 2,500, and that allows them to buy with that plant in this round. It's a really good buy, so that was quite a calculated play from VP, and it may pay off in the long term despite the short-term failure. So can't be too upset about that. No trade in the underpass for VP, which is really unfortunate for them, but great for Heroic. 7 HP. Nico might spot for information later on. Mihu getting picked off causes more problems for VP. They've got 2 players trying to get an opening on ramp, but someone's going to have to go back for the bomb in T-spawn.
Yeah, it's just left there, just still sitting there. And it seems like they're not in a position to really go back for it at this point. Down to 3 members. You need all hands on deck for the fights. There's still over a minute left, though, so they can absolutely double back here. There's all sorts of options that they can go for with this amount of time, but Pasha's the one who is doubling back, and with the AWP, it's a bit scary.
Sucks because he can't really, with the positions his teammate has, in other situations you might go and see what's going on around B or something, but he can't because he's carrying the bomb and has the AWP.
Yeah. All the nades. Oh, this is not looking too good, is it, for Virtus.pro? Got the plant, but Heroic now just need to go in as a team, and there should not be a single thing that VP can do to avoid being wiped out.
2 versus 5. They might line up for Snacks. That's the only thing going in his favor. Trying to avoid getting baited. The free fire is there, but again, it's a tight angle. There's one more to find for Snacks. He did a great job. But this will not be the round where Virtus.pro break their opponent. Again, they've got a bomb plant there. Their loss bonus is rising, so they could force it up with minimal grenades if they wanted to. Only one round behind, though. We'll see if they choose to eco. Nope, they're going to force it up. The AKs are coming out again. If they can keep planting the bomb, Virtus.pro, then they can keep the pressure up on Heroic. And again, it will only take the one round, as long as they keep getting 2 frags or more, to put Heroic in eco territory.
So is he going to? Okay, no, he's actually just going to go straight to laddering. Very fast push from Neo. And they're going to be running up short with him. Mihu first man as he gets knocked down first as well. First blood for Freiburg as he holds position. Ooh, S-Tag, easy frag, so much warning. The bomb will be falling into the apartment, spotted, I think, by S-Tag. The call is made by Heroic as they rotate with the full force of their lineup. Not the same to be said about VP, though. And they will all be eliminated. Heroic now starting to swing back some momentum into their favor as we start to progress in the second half of the first map. And I think that's good because I don't know, I'm not confident that Heroic will have such a fighting chance on Cash. So I think this is really a must-win for them to be able to have a chance in this series.
All these consecutive rounds will be great for their confidence. Virtus.pro had so many buys in a row of varying kinds, but now they just have the one eco, and they've got quite a buy for an eco round, and they're already at max loss bonus, so nothing but pressure coming the way of Heroic from these future buys of Virtus.pro, who have 3 players towards the A side. There are 4 smokes down in mid, 2 towards B, and 1 towards A at the moment, but they're not really getting Virtus.pro very far, figuratively speaking. Physically, they may be around the site, but there are no frags coming their way just yet. Neo being a nuisance in the mid area, won't get very far. Just the 1 frag for Virtus.pro, so their pressure game is starting to fall away, but their buys are still here. Heroic have a fair chunk of money now in the bank. Only 1 person picking up a gun.
It's a nice little lead they're carving out on the CT side. Where S-Tag is going to be going, what's he going to be up to with that AWP? Full nades hit for VP. We'll see S-Tag just sniping, unobscured vision there for him, just sitting in window with no smoke to worry about. Waiting for the push, gets tagged. Ooh, nade in the face, down to half health. Heroic happy to be a little bit aggressive, that's cool to see. Now Virtus.pro do seem to want to take this A bomb site, and with a 2-man setup for Heroic, fairly close. Okay, they're actually going back into more of a default setup, leaving a man in shadow. They have jungle and ticket booths, so they can play retake. Heroic really passive now, they're just waiting for the play.
Saw Snacks was lining up a smoke grenade. That can either go on top of the balcony to obscure them vision of them exiting, or it can just fall right in front of the player in the shadow position. We'll see which one it is as the charge comes in. It is on the higher ground in case there was an angle from jungle or elsewhere, but Nico will just wipe them out 1 by 1. It's a 3K for Nico. Spots a player in CT as well. What a monstrous one. Almost the ace. Has he done enough? It looks like he has. Through the smoke, Barley will be finished off by Freiburg. What a great hold by Nico. 13-9. Virtus.pro absolutely shut down.
You can't really expect too much more from your shadow player than that. That's beautiful stuff there. That is another reason as well why the AK is so preferable. Just like boom. Oh, actually, that wasn't a headshot. That one was though, and I think the next one was too. Yes, indeed. Beautiful work there by Nico. And knocking him down in one fell swoop. That's an awful situation for Virtus.pro. Ooh, let's see. What have we got here? Former teammate Yugi has started that he's... Wait, what? Stated that he has 100% trust Nico as a wingman when going out to pick... oh, right. That sentence didn't end as I thought it was going to, James. I didn't think it was going to be about picking up girls. I thought it was about Counter-Strike. But got thrown off by that. Well.
Yugi not on the team, of course.
Yep.
13-9. Another force buy from Virtus.pro. They don't want Heroic to get any further in this round or in this game. Mihi will be traded. How important is the pick? That is the question. Neo and Pasha in the middle position. Ramp and Palace smoked on A. 2 smokes around the B bomb site. Neo picked off, but it is Pasha carrying the bomb. Has he been spotted as well? He has now. But he's got a crossfire on A, but S-Tag is still in a CT position, trying to obscure vision from the Palace position. Has he got the flick ready for Pasha? Oh, he's walking in slow, misses the flick, starts moving, and that's too much movement, unfortunately for him. Snacks cutting off the rotation in mid. Nico expectant of one, but Freiberg is deep in B as well, so we'll see what Heroic choose to do here.
Yeah, that was pretty big, wasn't it? If S-Tag gets the kill, you think you really favor Heroic's ability to win the round. If he loses the kill, you can see just how that looks. It's just over. It's just super over. We'll see if Heroic can make things work regardless as VP go to 10 rounds. Still got that 3-round edge advantage. Snacks on the hunt. They will survive. Freiberg can hold on to the AK-47. Lovely, lovely. Okay, what do we have here for Heroic? Do we have a full buy? Yes, they will. VP as well. What is the plan? It would be cool to see some mix-ups here from Heroic. Maybe some B-apps, aggression, underpass play, mid-take. You know, the usual. That's something like that would be fun. Let's see what we get from them. It looks like they may be going for a mid-take. Indeed, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Send Modi. Yes, the M4A1S. Perhaps not necessarily the gun of choice. That slow fire rate can be quite punishing if you are not incredibly accurate. But look at this. VP playing a slow pace. They're ready for the fast aggression. Doesn't help them, though. They're still going to lose Mihu.
Heroic retreating with their man advantage. They'll be heard by Snacks, but there's not much he can do about that. Big reposition. 3 players coming in from the B bomb site. Freiberg going back to shot. Modi and Nico now slowly rotating towards the A site where Virtus.pro looks to split. Barley quickly making a play out. Nobody in the shadow position. Don't shoot your teammate. Advancing, wondering where all the CTs are. They've all got passive positions around A. And now VP have a player in jungle. They need to get a smoke down. But do they put it towards connector? Do they put it towards CT? Freiberg picked off on a short position, so CT is now the main focus. Still no smoke down from Pasha, but he's got these orbs, so probably holding an angle. Flashbangs will slow these players down. No flank coming in from the T side, but they've got to be wary of that. They're all in the same place. Wary of that, rather. Man advantage now for Heroic, starting to stream into the site. Virtus.pro have conceded a lot of position here. Now the defuse attempt is being made, and that might draw out these Virtus.pro players. Bali moving through towards bench position. Snack still harassing from the connector as well. Bali still holding things down. The sprays all over the place, but last player running away. Modi has to run deep CT to try and avoid getting exploderized, but he will. Landing in the fences around for Virtus.pro.
Yeah, that seemed kind of weird. It almost looked like they could have held the defuse, maybe. I'm not sure. It looked very chaotic. Hard to read that situation, but that definitely went down to the wire. You can see the defuse coming in. Okay, maybe not. So anyway, it's pretty interesting now because the money's starting to dwindle here for Heroic. You can see that they've basically spent everything at this point. This is the turning point for VP. If they win this round, they are going to be able to equalize because Heroic will need to eco one at the very least. So we have a very close game on our hands.
Gotta hate it when you miss those kind of shots. You see the elbow, you shoot the elbow says no. Pasha creating some space, taking over the connector position. Gotta be careful about the stairs though. You can look towards the palace from there if he jumps, but it is kind of weird. So I think he's just mainly focusing on an elevated position in case he gets shot. Should someone be on those stairs. Now there's a CT smoke. But it's always important to have control of that position. Now Mihu in the ladder room, he's being looked for. Oh, look at that shot. Straight in the dome, in the cranium, in the skull. And there's another one. Adding heads to his shelf.
Yeah. I think that's what you get for playing really passively and giving the entire map to VP. Perhaps Heroic playing a little bit scared in this round. And they are being punished very, very much for it. However, maybe there's a chance for recovery. Snacks almost looking away at the wrong time. That could have been a bit of a disaster, but instead catastrophe will be averted as it's just S-Tag who remains. And again, really have to ride this point home that if you give up the entire map with zero pressure and just allow the Ts to just walk into the really, really forward positions, stuff like this will happen. And Heroic's money now is broken. They've allowed VP back into the game. And it's going to be very difficult to depose them at this point, I think.
Oh, this is expensive, isn't it?
Well, it doesn't matter too much because the money's okay here for VP, and they will have an eco to be playing against. That was worth it, I think. If the AWP does stay alive in this round, I think there's definitely a world where S-Tag can do some impactful damage. And potentially give Heroic an opportunity, but yeah. On the defense.
A valiant attempt, but ultimately he was doomed. He was buried in a shallow grave. All right, let's see, what have we got here about Neo? Show me the trivia. Happy birthday, Neo. Today is his 31st birthday. Ah, and I got a nice sentence. And happy birthday to Neo. Happy B-Day to you, sir. Dzień dobry. VP always say dzień dobry to me now. No more hellos, because I always say dzień dobry to them.
Oh. Happy birthday.
All right, Monsieur. I think it was Neo who threw a smoke into the middle position. Is it a fast B split, perhaps? Is there a second smoke on the short area? There's one in the window, and there's a second smoke on the short position. So it is a fast B split. There are two people to meet there, but they've only got pistols, but damage is being done. Fortunately for VP, the bomb is in the apartments area, so no awkwardness in that respect. Freiburg making its way to the market position, but the market is closed today.
Yeah, this was cool to see, and one of the reasons why this is one of the better anti-eco rounds is just because I mean, if mid is going to be clear, it's going to be very easy for the single man that runs up. Usually it's the in-game leader if you take the trend from the Danish teams. I mean, I think we saw it from MSL and then Glaive, and it tends to be in circulation from a lot of teams now. And it's difficult for the pistols to really challenge, especially if there's any smokes up at all in mid. So you can get up for short pretty free, and that just allows your teammates who are all rushing through the apartments to have a bit of an easier time as you effectively split the site. And the fast pace as well eliminates a possibility for the CTs to adjust in time. If they've gambled the wrong way, then they just lose the run instantly. So it's a nice, clean, fast anti-eco from VP, only with one player lost. You can't really ask for anything much better than that. Except, well, okay, surviving with 5. If you're going to be pedantic, if you're going to be splitting hairs.
Calm down, Dan.
I know there's someone out there.
No one is challenging.
There's someone out there.
It is the internet after all. Yeah, they probably will now. Well, actually, the nasal voice. Actually, this is this. AWP on both sides. Pasha, one of the better snipers on T-side Mirage, I would say. Moving into the middle position very quickly indeed. Trying to jump on a box, taking a while. There are some nice pre-fire angles Orpus have towards the window where they jump on the middle of the boxes, which you can sometimes see. Crouch jump, so you are accurate sooner rather than later. Rubino and Freiburg, though, have a funky play in mind. And with that window into the crawl space into window broken, they can crawl into there and have angles to where Pasha is standing right now. So he can't hold us for too long.
Ooh, Neo getting himself a cheeky one. Cheeky. And that's a 5v3 all of a sudden. 4v3 now that Rubino's traded back. He's going to creep back into the window area. CPL, as some still call it. Perhaps a bit of an unintuitive call. And that is Nico nailed to the wall with the AWP. Pasha looking to do more damage. Oh, that looked like he was about to be on, but Rubino does stop him.
He did tag him though, probably through the lip of the pathway, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
Short, obviously. Snax is deep in CT. He is ready for the rotation, so S-Tag is better be writing his will if he chooses to go that way, but he will press the S button instead of W. He's backtracking, trying to hold on to what they have. A desperate situation now for Heroic as they lose the lead to Virtus.pro in the first map of this best-of-3 series. Cash is the second map. It's Train, which is the last map.
I mean, I think this map is super important. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. I think this is a really important one for Heroic. I don't think Cash is too much of their friend. You know, VP had a pretty good series against Tyloo on it. Obviously, Tyloo playing with a stand-in, and Tyloo looking pretty damn strong individually at the very least. And they really gave VP hell, but VP did manage to come back and bring themselves into what is the winners match of the group. The winner awarded a lovely place in the semis of the playoffs.
A lovely place.
Lovely.
What defines a lovely place in a tournament?
Semis, no semis. Yeah. I don't know. Just what, being in the best possible seed, which is being placed straight into the semis. You play less games.
Lovely.
It's lovely.
S-Tag and Rubino will be sniping on the CT side. Nico's got the MP7 at its new price of $1,500, just over 10% off. Let's go. Virtus.pro now in the leads. Are they on the home straight though? Heroic may say no, and soon time will tell. What kind of spawn has Pasha got? A pretty good one. But he starts to run with his Molotov, which suggests he's not going for the fast pick. So let's see, is he going towards the pick towards the B bomb site instead? No, he's throwing a smoke grenade from B into connector, I guess. Okay, we've got a funky play here from Virtus.pro. 5 smokes on the A site, and there are 3 CTs there. So you do wonder which way this is going to go. It's a very crucial round for both sides. Trades so far. Snax, Neo, and Bali all here, seeing 1 CT, but are they ready for Modi? Now they know where he is, and it hasn't cost Virtus.pro too much just yet. The trades continue. 2-on-2. Patch is still in the B bomb site. I think the plan might have been the old Virtus.pro strat to plant for short, but Neo's got no cover to plant the bomb now.
Oh no. That's scary. I thought that could have been the Orpa as well. It was not. The Orpa, thankfully for VP's sake, is holding an angle at jungle. And now it's kind of weird because it's all about buying time for Pasha. And it's very hard for S-Tag to put the dots together.
Surely Neo goes to the B bomb site because Pasha just cleared the whole place.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's going to slowly walk away. Now he just has to hope that S-Tag doesn't do a 180 and look through the vent, which is not broken, by the way. That is a problem on this rotation. Or it could be. I mean, S-Tag can shoot it and go elsewhere if he wants to, but he does not have all the time in the world. You wonder if there's any chance he chooses not to go for it. Let's see. He's by the stairs now. He realizes what's up. Fix the kit, and I think he will go for it. So he's going to shoot the vents, and Pasha's going to be ready and waiting. He's like, oh, God. Yep, it has ruined it. Does that mean a save? Looks like it does.
Yeah, that's decisive. I like that he didn't sort of, like he saw it and he just immediately was like, yep, I'm making the decision now. Sometimes you see like a bit of indecision, but it's really cool when you see a player just be like, well, I have the information.
That's the GG.
This is the clear decision. No messing around, no hesitation. VP going to 15 rounds on map number 1. It did not look great at a lot of points in this game for them. They had on the first half they won the pistol, and they got that 5-0 start, and then all of a sudden Heroic started to win a lot of T rounds and looked to really create a hellish scenario for VP. VP managing to scrape together the 9-6, and then of course losing the pistol round. We saw Heroic coming all the way back, and then now VP doing to them what they did to them in the first half. And flipping the tables, turning the situation all the way around here. What have Heroic got to show in this round to mix things up? They know that they can't play ultra passive. This could be a good stop. That's a brilliant shot there from S-Tag, waiting for Pasha to crouch peek into the angle. And again, it's hard to predict exactly what position S-Tag will pick at the beginning of the round, so he gambled correctly there, playing Catwalk. And now it's down to VP to not sacrifice any more players. They need map control, they need a bomb sites. The pick is going to be tough to play for.
That's a problem. Barley making a play through the Palace position. Snax is also there, though, so you do wonder if anyone's going to be looking there, which is probably what Snax was wondering. The answer is yes, they will be looking there. He will get annihilated as well. There is a buy if Virtus.pro lose this round. I don't know if everybody will have what they want, but they can offer a fighting chance. But you do wonder if, at this point, 2 versus 5, they just hide in Palace or something. Let's see what kind of money they'll have. Mihu's got 2k, Barley's got 3k, but Neo and Snax have got 7+. Is that enough to spread them off and have a good amount of grenades? That is the question. Yeah, it looks pretty good, so fair enough. Can go for damage in that round then, that last round. Although there pretty much was none. But here we are, 14-15. Can Heroic take this to overtime? They've got the sole sniper rifle now. Nico's got an AK-47, which he's been pretty handy at in this second half. Handy with, rather. So now it is Bialy with the early pick. 2 smokes, 3 smokes on A, 2 smokes in mid. There is no CT presence in the middle area. Neo and Pasha very quickly around that connector position.
Gotta respect Bialy just taking the spawn and playing it for the frag very quickly up A pit. Nico, ooh, trying to get his shenanigans on, but does get caught in the Virtus.pro sandwich. He'll be crushed between the biceps of Pasha. And we're trying to work some shenanigans in the window there, but VP holding the pace, just holding position, looking to see if there's a response here from the CT side. They know that the prerogative is really on Heroic to make something happen, being down a man in this situation, but Heroic will be unable to do so. And now they'll have to play the 3v4 retake. If VP can hold on to this, the first map is theirs. The stakes are high here for Heroic.
It would be a gamble, but I'd love to see one of these VP players just running around to mid in this position, because they have to fall back so far anyway. Snax looking for a flank while the rest of the team deal with the A site, but again, they're forced into these far back areas, and the CTs have been successful with these retakes. Snax picked up on the ramp, and he's beating him in a sandwich position. Those are 2 really huge frags, falls to the flames, but now it's a 1v1. Pasha creeping out from the Palace position. Slowly but surely, bomb's not planted for here. Oh! Just in time. Down to the wire, 16-14 in favor of Virtus.pro. Wow. That was quite a comeback from them in the late game there. A lot of rounds in a row, but that is balls of steel.
How
Would you expect anything less?
That had to be like 100 milliseconds or something like that. It had to be so close. I thought that, I didn't think he was going to make that. I think it had to be the first bullet to do it. That is pretty incredible and impressive performance, I think, from both teams. Again, like with VP, it's always hard to read, and I really felt like Heroic needed to win that. For me, VP can be very confident moving into cash now, because again, they just played a pretty damn good cash. They got that comeback victory, so they're going to be feeling confident.
We are going to go to a break. When we're back, it will be cash between these two sides. We'll see if Heroic can take it to map number 3 after this break.